Good morning, students, teachers, parents, and friends of Norman Manley High School. Welcome to our Spanish Day. Spanish, the language that inspires. Today, sharing with us are two amazing ladies from Jamaica, now residing in the United States. We have Tracy West and Taj Rowe. Tracy, let's begin with Taj. Taj, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Jamaica, like you mentioned just now. I was born in Kingston, actually. I lived in Mandeville. I actually lived in Jamaica for less than half my life. I lived in Mexico. Now I live in the US. I studied social work for my bachelor's, and I also studied social work and criminal justice for my master's.
Wow, interesting stuff. And Tracy, share with us a little bit about you.
I was born in St. Catherine, Jamaica. I studied dental therapy, and that was maybe 20 years ago. I've enjoyed working with people, with restoring people's smiles, helping them to feel confident about themselves when they open their mouths. I migrated to the States and we've been here, well, my family and I have been here for about 9 years. We've thoroughly enjoyed it and we'll continue for as long as we're able to.
Oh, thanks, ladies. Thank you. And thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedules to talk with us. It has come to our attention that you speak Spanish. So, two Jamaican ladies in the United States that speak Spanish. Tracy, where did you learn to speak Spanish? We're assuming since Taj spent a good chunk of her life in Mexico that she learned it there. I might be wrong, but where did you learn Spanish?
My Spanish journey actually began at high school in Jamaica. I studied Spanish for 3 years in high school, and my interest was really peaked when I was recommended to do CXC Spanish by my Spanish teacher. Of course, I was excited. I ended up getting a grade 2, and I was pretty excited about that. But after that, after high school, I studied dental therapy. Then my family and I migrated to Mexico, and we spent 5 years there. And that's where I really learned to speak much of the Spanish I know today.
So I believe all three of us are sort of Mexicanas, no? Somos Mexicanas. All right, Taj, what made you, I think since you live there, you had no choice but to learn the language. But what fascinates you about the language?
Well, like you mentioned, I didn't really have a choice whether to learn it or not. I moved there just as I was about to start grade 5. So it was a bit of a struggle for me, but younger minds pick up the language more quickly. So learning Spanish has really helped me like with my career and stuff. So I was really grateful that my family decided to move to Mexico. Of course, at the time I didn't know that it was going to become helpful in the future. But being that I currently live in California, which borders Mexico, there are a lot of Hispanics there, and I interact with Spanish speakers on a daily basis. So it has really come in handy for me. Did that answer your question? Because I forgot your question.
Yes, it did. And it also leads into my next question, because my next question would be if there's any benefit to being able to speak Spanish as an English speaker. And
Right.
you said you live on the border between Mexico and America. So what are some of the advantages you would say besides just being able to communicate?
Well, I can say that it really forms bonds, knowing that there are people who understand you in the language that you're intelligent in. Because I know that when I first started learning Spanish, I did not feel smart or like I was saying, like I could get my point across. So knowing that you can speak to someone in your native language and know that exactly what you're trying to say is you're not having to translate to your mind, and you're able to say it in the intelligent way that you can say it. I think that really helps to form bonds with
Understood,
other
right?
people.
Mhm.
yeah, it helps with your self-esteem and stuff too. So I think that I've had some really meaningful connections with Hispanic people here, and it has definitely helped me in my work as a social worker.
I like that you mentioned self-esteem because some of the boys and girls here at school, they will not participate simply because pronunciation may not be as they would like, and they're shy. Maybe their classmates would laugh at them for whatever reason. So, Tracy, you are the dental therapist, the person who brings back the smile, so, and the confidence. What would you tell our boys and girls that are shy in practicing the language because it might affect their self-esteem?
Well, you know what? Learning a second language is really important. And if you want it badly, you will not mind being laughed at. When we were in Mexico, my husband, we just got there. Neither of us knew beyond buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cuántos años tienes? We knew those things because we were taught in Jamaica. But my husband would say to me, let's go out and talk with the people. And I was rather shy because I'm the perfectionist and I wanted to make sure that I was able to communicate in Spanish the way I am able to communicate in English. But having gotten there, we were there for maybe 3 months, so I was not able to say very much, to say it the way I wanted to. He would say, let's go talk to the people. And I was like, nope, I am not able to speak. And he was like, okay, I'm going. And he would go and he would say, I'd be there, but I'd be quiet. And he'd speak to the people and I'd be there laughing because, you know, it sounded really strange. And they would laugh too, but then they corrected you. And that's the way we learn. Little by little, we learn to speak. And it has proven to be quite, you know, it's an asset. It's a true asset when you're able to speak two languages. I worked as a dental therapist in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and there are a lot of people from the Dominican Republic there. And I was able to translate for the dentist when he had to do procedures on them. So it has proven to be quite helpful. So students, boys and girls, I encourage you, go all the way. You have an amazing teacher. She's very passionate about the language and she really wants you to learn to be able to communicate with people from other countries, Spanish speakers. So don't be afraid, don't be shy. You will not know everything at once. I still don't know everything. I mean, they'll probably still laugh at me sometimes. It doesn't matter. What matters is they are able to understand. And if they do not, if they're not sure, they'll ask you, did you mean this? Did you mean that? And then you're able to say yes. And from there, you'll learn. So don't be afraid. Go right ahead, make your mistakes, and you'll learn.
Well, thanks for that. That was good encouragement. And I didn't tell you to say that, did I? And some of the things that I have to keep reminding my students is that the millionaires and the amazing professionals that professionals that they so admire made many mistakes before they got it right, and they are now seeing the finished product. But along the way, there were many obstacles that they themselves had to overcome. So it's all in the practice. It's in the practice and it's in the love. And Spanish is the language of love. The French will not agree, but Spanish is the language of love. So once you are in love, you're in Spanish. And it inspires communication.
It does.
I'm Mexican. Okay. All right. So any final words for boys and girls?
I just want to say it's a very useful language. Any language that you think you can use during your day-to-day life, interacting with people around you, I think is a good language to pick up. For me, that just happens to be Spanish. And I think it's very useful, even if you're not going to get it perfect in the beginning. I found that Mexican specifically, I can't speak for other Hispanics, but I know that Mexicans love when you try to speak their language. So even just trying will definitely form a bond with, help you form a bond with other people.
All right. And Mrs. West, anything from you?
I'd say you never know where you'll end up. We didn't know we'd end up in Mexico. And when you have a second language, it opens doors of opportunities that you wouldn't have if you weren't able to speak the language. So Don't be afraid. Take advantage of the opportunity you have right now, and that's learning Spanish. Learn what you can and go all out. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Just give it 100%, and you'll get out of it what you put in. Practice a lot, make your mistakes, but then the perfection will come with practice.
If I
All
can add
right.
something else, it also makes you very marketable. I'm a recent graduate from college and grad school, I guess. And I know that I'll be paid more than other social workers doing the same role that I do, but with another language, I'll be able to be paid more. So it's it's an asset in that area.
I'll
as well.
also add something. As Jamaicans, we tend to listen to conversations of others. And you know what? There's nothing more satisfying than being able to understand somebody else talking. You hear them saying things, and we don't look like the typical Spanish speaker, so they'll be saying things and they don't know we know what they're saying, but we're able to understand, and we can just listen and laugh at them for not knowing that we're able to understand what they're saying. And sometimes they might be even saying things about us, and guess what? We understand. So it's an asset. Learn Spanish, guys. You'll be happy you did.
Thank you guys so much for that interesting thought. They sorry about that, and the encouragement. Also, we cannot be talking about Spanish for this time and not say anything in Spanish. So, Tracy, can you tell our boys and girls how to say cool in Spanish? I mean, we're hip, we're cool, and they're the generation of cool, so we must at least know how to say cool.
Okay, so I can think of two ways you can say that. Que chido, or you can say que chévere.
Exactamente. Just for note, Chido is pure Mexicano, puro Mexicano. It's Mexicano. And
Right.
Tash, how would you say what's up? Everybody's on WhatsApp, everybody's saying what's up. How would we say what's up in Spanish?
Well, the most common one is que onda. You can also say que pasa or como te va if you want to be a little bit more formal. But if you're speaking just amongst friends, it would be que onda.
And again, que onda is puro Mexicano. All right, guys. So there are 21 Spanish-speaking countries in the world, and of such, there are many variations. And just like in Jamaica, each patois, each parish patois sounds different. The Spanish is the same language with different sounds, different accents, but it is understood by all Spanish-speaking countries, native people. So guys, go out, learn Spanish, make yourself marketable, and just be one step above everybody else. Give yourself that opportunity. You will never regret it. Thank you guys for coming and for sharing with us. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, and we will consider your encouragement. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.